Hola Bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic Official. I'm Magic Mel, and this is Al, my spirit guide. Welcome to episode 13 of season 7. Have you seen my full moon in Sagittarius read? Gosh, I got so much, my tongue was really twisted. Did you watch that? I was struggling to get my words out, and I even said it was the new moon in Sagittarius. I did correct it in the description box, so I hope you bared with me. I watched it again today and I'm like, oh my God. In any case, it's all good. It's all part of the process. And the full moon energy, I feel it today. It's really, there's no point being in the intellect, let's put it that way. It's asking us to be in the body right here, right now. And when I went on my walk, I kept on reminding myself, be in the body, step out of your mind, be in the body, feel. And it was a relief, to be honest, to step out of this constant narration of my mind and consciously put my awareness in my sensations, on my body, on my breath. I focused on what was going on around me. It just gives this machine a break. And trust me, it needs a break. Yours too, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm feeling mellow. I'm going with the flow. And I even told myself, given that this full moon in Sagittarius is asking us to radically drop the stories, drop the limiting beliefs, I posed myself a kind of challenge. How would it be, Magic Mel, to live radically in the moment? It sounds simple, but you guys try it out, because the mind is constantly bouncing around, no? Past, present, future, past, present, all kinds of stories. So to be really here with the body and act in congruence with what is present is quite a reto. It is a challenge. But the way things have been building up, and tell me if this resonates for yourself, the way things have been lining up in my personal life, the universe has kept on asking me to let go. It dished something up, I think, as a kind of test whether I want more, whether I still give in to a former version of myself, or whether I want more for myself. So I was asked or invited to choose. There's many choice points. Do I accept this, or do I let it go and wait for something better? By better, I mean something that resonates more with my higher self. So I've been doing that. And I feel I'm at some stage now where I don't have a plan of what lies ahead. I've been asked to drop all my plans and to be radically in the moment. And it's the final the final threshold for somebody like me who's been very much in the mind and planning and knowing what comes next. I tuned in today, and that's really what my intuition is telling me, to just wait, tune in, and allow for the next step to reveal itself, to arise, to be in the receiving mode also as divine feminine, to finally just be and expect the best, expect to receive, expect or trust that we're attracting what is meant for us. It takes such an enormous amount of trust, because it goes completely against the grain of the old programming, which was the consciousness purely in the mind. This frequency is asking me, and I'm sure if it's asking me, it's asking many of us, because many of us are going through the same cycle. It's asking us to just be. And that is a radical act. It is so opposed to our old way of operating. So I told my Asga team, I surrender, because I also want to constantly remind myself of the pact I made 3 years ago, and what I feel I've already chosen my state of being, and that choice is to surrender to the divine plan. And that doesn't mean being passive. It means listening and attuning to what is required. And sometimes that's action, and sometimes it's non-action. This is action, and I'm inspired to take these videos. So I know it's something that is in accordance with my purpose. It's one way of me sharing my joy, sharing my voice. It brings me joy, and it just fulfills me in so many ways. I'm connecting with you guys. I'm using my spiritual gifts. I'm enjoying it. You know, I can revamp myself all the time. So it's a different state. It's a different way of doing things, guys. And it's putting to the test, so to speak, everything we've had to unlearn and everything we've had to relearn to be a different type of human being, to actually act from our center. Because it's only when we are connected with our center that we can gauge what the flow requires. Does the flow require me to act or to be? That is what going with the flow means, no? It means being on this river of life, on your little raft, little vessel, and slightly course correcting, but not going against the stream anymore, like we used to do in the past, and cause us so much struggle and strife and hardship and exhaustion. And I feel, you know, my mind kicks in. My mind is like, can it really be this easy? Can I really just, for the time being, sit and expect the best to arrive without me having to hustle, without me having to run after things? Can I just be in this receiving mode? So I'm surrendering to that. I'm surrendering to that because deep down, it feels like the right way of doing things. And I trust that. I trust myself. I trust my being. Let me know if you're in a similar state of being. I'd be interested. Okay? Well, that was a little update on my energy. And last night, seriously, I couldn't even talk. Well, you noticed in the video. It's quite funny. So today, I just felt like connecting with you, and I wanted to try something out. I have the Rider-Waite deck here, which is the classic tarot deck. I want to tune in to a higher self of you who feels like connecting with me in the cards and wants and resonates with the story that's going to come up. So this disclaimer, this story might not resonate with everyone because I don't know who, I don't know who's watching, but I trust that my intuition is going to connect with one of you or plusieurs, because sometimes there's several of us resonating with the same story, with the same cards. But I guess it's a specific individual or group of people. So stay tuned and see what happens. I'm up for the challenge. Like my sari, this is my sari from my uncle in the Philippines. Okay, 1 second. So I'm going to tune in with the higher self of somebody who wants to connect with my higher self and who wants to communicate a story. I'm totally open. What is the first card of this story? Thank you so much, dear Aska team, and thanking your Aska team if they're choosing to connect with me. What's the first card here? Thank you so much. And if I look back, I've had this channel now for a year. It's wild. I can't even remember how I exactly got into tarot readings. I remember I watched a few in the beginning and then just out of curiosity. Remember curiosity? I followed my curiosity and then because I'm a visual artist, I was intrigued by the symbolism. I love symbolism also. So I guess I just started and then, I'm like, does this even work? And I pulled a few cards and then all of a sudden I noticed, I'm like, this is actually working. And then I got more and more interested and intrigued and I built this relationship. And this is not to say, sorry guys, this is my cat's hair. I just pet my cat's hair. He's like losing all of his hair because of summer. So this I feel we all have psychic gifts. It just depends on our fine tuning. And I do feel it has to do with if we've done a certain amount of healing. Because again, if our parts of our energy, parts of our consciousness, our psyche is stuck in trauma pockets, then it keeps our vibration down. And I think we need to be in a certain vibration to access these gifts and these intuitions. So, but we can all do it. We're all psychic, guys. Our body's a psychic tool. So again, focus, 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 focus. What is the first card here? First card, and connecting with specific higher self of you who would like to connect with me in the cards. First cards. Okay, I'm going to focus. Otherwise I get sidetracked. Because I like to tell you stories. Anecdotes. First cards. Okay, stop. The intuition said stop. I follow. I don't second guess. Excuse me. Okay, first card is the Empress in the reverse. So let me tune in here. I feel I'm connecting with somebody. Excuse me, guys, my nose is itchy. You know the background to that. I feel I'm connecting with somebody who feels like he, they, she lost their Empress. That is what's coming up. Pure intuition here. I'm going to turn on my light, guys, because the sun is coming down. Yeah, one day we're going to be all high-tech here at Mel's Magic. Official. In the meantime, it's DIY. So I'm tuning into somebody who feels like they're out of touch or they lost their Empress. First card. Second card. Why do they feel like he, she, they lost their Empress? What happened? What happened? ¿Qué pasó aquí? Was ist passiert? Qu'est-ce qui s'est arrivé ici? One day I'm gonna record these videos in another language. That's definitely gonna trip me up, because with languages, it's, you know, if I was to start speaking German, I'd probably be really rusty just because I'm not using it as much. Happened to me when I moved back to Spain. I had to put in my Spanish SIM card into my brain. I was like, and now it works again. But English is definitely probably the most fluent in English just because I use it the most. Focus, Magic Mel. What happened to the Empress? Why do you feel like you lost the Empress? Okay, second card. What happened? Ooh, the Moon. There was a lot of illusion. There was a lot of confusion. Things were not clear for you. Things were not clear for you. You were, you know, the Moon is illusion. So maybe you were caught in illusion. You couldn't see things clearly. And you were trying to, because there's this crab being, which is very much the instinct, you were trying to get in touch with your intuition, but the Moon somehow veiled things. This is what I feel happened. Okay. What happened after this confusion? What happened after the confusion? Just go with the flow here. Okay. Page of Wands. You were figuring out your foundation, because Wands is all about building our foundation, building our structure, building our passion. You were trying to figure out your own foundation. And that's why you couldn't see beyond the veil of, I guess, of your own mental labyrinth. You were still trying to figure things out. Okay. So, well, what happened next? How are you doing now? Are you still figuring things out? What happened next? Page of Wands. I mean, you know, guys, if we're not clear with ourselves, we can't be clear with other people. That's like for sure. Especially when we're in mental conflict or, excuse me. That's the difficult thing about, for example, having depression also. It's so inward and we cannot really relate and be present to other people. It's just impossible because we're not even there for ourselves. There's a void in ourselves. Okay, what happened after the Page of Wands, after trying to figure things out? Ooh, wow, Four of Wands. You actually realized that you wanted to build a solid foundation. Remember? I just said that Page of Wands is the beginning of figuring things out, of trying to see what this new foundation is in your life. You realized that you want something solid, that you want a sturdy foundation. If you look at it closely, there are two people kind of celebrating. So it looks like you realized that this foundation involved another person. Is it the Lost Empress? So, all right, you figured that out. That's good. Am I tuning into a twin flame here? What's happening, guys? What's happening? What's happening? Feels a little bit like a twin flame story. So let me know if this resonates. The Empress is lost. What is the situation now between you and the Empress that you think you lost? What's the situation now? Because it looks like we started in the past. So what is current now? Right here, right now, in this present moment. 1, 2. Okay. Page of Swords. You've got mental clarity. Pages are all about new beginnings. You have a new sense of clarity. I feel like I'm tuning into, is it Divine Masculine here? Tuning into here. You have some new clarity. And you feel energized to act on that clarity. All right, let's pull like maybe, how many cards have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Let's pull 10 in total. So we've got 5 halfway through. Also need to keep the video short. Okay, you have some mental clarity. What is this mental clarity all about? It's like an obvious question. What is the consequence of your mental clarity? What is your mental clarity about? Thank you so much. Excuse me, guys. That is like one thing I still haven't figured out, this nose itch thing. The only plausible explanation is the spirit guide justifications. One of you viewers told me. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense. Anything else is too bizarre. Okay, focus. So, what is the consequence of your mental clarity? Okay, take the first card. Well, it's clear to you now that 6 of Wands upright, so many wands, guys. 6 of Wands upright is, look at him. He's kind of marching in on his horse. He's victorious, no? You realized that you should have, so to speak, marched in and claimed your victory. But it came out in the reverse. So that is clear to you now. Okay? All right. So what do you do about this? What do you do about your mental clarity and the fact that you know what happened now? What are you hoping for? What are you hoping for? Wow. Three of Cups. You're hoping for reunion and celebration. Three of Cups is all about reunion and coming together and community and yeah, celebration. Look at it. It's kind of in the summer there with all the harvest. So you're hoping for celebration. 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, 3 more cards. Okay. We're talking about hopes here. How will you bring this about? What's your next move? What is your next move? Since you know what you want, you know what happened, you have the mental clarity. What is your next move? 1. Wow, it's funny. This card literally got stuck in my books. Okay, what's your next move? 7 of Wands. This is so many wands here. I'm going to pull all of the wand suits here. 7 of Wands is persistence. Is look at all the wands in the ground already, and here he is. He's still persisting. So you might have worked hard at something, definitely, whether it's your own career, your own foundation, putting the so-called rods in the ground to create that foundation, and you're not giving up. You're continuing forward. You're persistent. Okay, it's looking good. I like that. So, 2, 4. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to organize the cards. 6. Okay, 8. I just throw them, and then I'm like, oh, how many cards do we pull? Okay, we got 2 more to go. Help me, remind me. All right, so what is fueling this energy of persistence? What is fueling your persistence? Excuse me. Is the penultimate card. What is fueling your persistence? I like that persistent energy. What is fueling this? Ah, gosh, too many cards. I'll take the first one. All right. What is fueling this? Ooh. The High Priestess in the reverse. What's fueling this is your realization that you hadn't listened to your intuition in the past. So you are listening to your intuition now, yeah, because you realized the suffering and the rift it has caused not to listen to your intuition. So you're persisting in relating to and communicating and trusting your intuition. And this is the final card. Love it. Okay. What is our final question? What has your biggest lesson been? Let's go for that. What has been your biggest lesson in this entire, what looks like a process of self-discovery and self-clarification? Okay. Excuse me, guys. I definitely pull all of the Wands cards. The 5 of Wands is an interesting energy. Your biggest lesson is that it's not worth, it hasn't been worth getting involved in petty battles, ego battles. You know, 5 of Wands, look at these, they're all quarreling. Instead of cooperating, everyone's fighting against each other with all these wands in the air and creating chaos, no? So in the reverse, this speaks to me, you realize that it's just not worth battling the superficialities if deep down your intuition, your intuition has given you clarity about your Empress. And you realize that you lost her. That is the first card, remember? So I'm looping it back to the first card. It's not worth quarreling and getting stuck in ego battles if deep down we know a deeper truth. And that is what is keeping you pushing you forward, because at the end of the day, it feels like a journey of clarification and coming into your own truth and what really matters. And what definitely doesn't matter are these petty battles that perhaps have been going on. Should we pull one extra card? Okay. 11. There you go. Since I feel this is some kind of twin, I'm tuning probably into one of you guys' twin flame journeys. And this was 10 cards I pulled, and the master number for twin flames is 11. What's the 11th card here? I'm not even going to ask a question. I'm just going to pull the card. It's the final card that your higher self would like to communicate. What's card number 11 to the story? Short story. Short snippet. Obviously the story doesn't end here. It's ongoing. Okay. 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 Last one is temperance in reverse. Temperance is all about alchemy, it's literally angel energy also. About being connected with our intuition. Look at it, look at the angel's foot dipped in water and dipped on land, pouring from one cup into the other. It's a lot to do with working together. So this came out in reverse. I feel that you've come to realize that actually you've always been protected and guided, but that perhaps you didn't necessarily listen to that. And that's very important to not only follow the guidance, but also to learn temperance. And if this is for twin flames, this is a lesson both parties need to learn. Temperance, managing our own energy, yin, yang, feminine, masculine, internally. It's only when we can master both energies within us that we can actually attract our likeness in the 3D. First, everything starts within first. So this is a big lesson. Temperance is needed. Temperance is important. And again, this goes hand in hand with the High Priestess in reverse. High Priestess and Temperance, they work together. Angel energy and intuition. We need to follow our intuition, trust our intuition, and we need to learn how to alchemize, follow the guidance, and manage our energies. Yeah. So let me know if anything of this resonates. I mean, I'm going to tag this as twin flame journey because it has a feel. Has a twin flame feel. Okay. Let me know if this resonates. If you like my video, like, share, and subscribe. I'm always super happy to have you here, guys. I'm Magic Mel, you know that, tarot reader and spiritual and joy coach. If you want a reading from me, details are below. And I'm super happy to expect you and receive you and invite you and welcome you to the next episode. Okay. Remember, Owl and I have got your back. Ciao.